Hello and welcome to Your Hometown Solutions. I'm your host, Jean Newell with Waterview Realty. And with me in the studios today is my co-host, Jonathan Lack. Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Jean. I'm glad to be back and looking forward to a great show.
Yes, we have an exciting guest on with us, which we'll bring on in just a moment. And we want to talk a little bit about the community services and some of the things that are provided that perhaps our audience doesn't know about. And one of the things that you do, Jonathan, and I want to tell everybody again what hats you wear in the county. And actually the South Brevard and South Broward. I'm getting everything confused. You're in South Broward as well as in Brevard County and Dade County. You handle real estate. You're a real estate attorney. You handle the real estate law in Dade and Broward County, West Palm Beach, as well as Brevard. And also you're the owner and broker of Waterview Realty and Waterview Title. So I always say you wear three hats, and we're always happy to have you on the show because you can talk real estate forwards and backwards.
Well, again, thank you, Jean. And I think what you were trying to say is I handle the South Florida area, which is Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, but the South Florida area as well as Brevard County, and really all of the state of Florida, those are my areas of specialty. And yes, I like to think that if you have a real estate question of any sort, whether it's buying, selling, transactional related, distressed property, which is what we'll be talking about in a moment, I am a go-to resource for you.
Exactly. I'm from South Florida as well as you are, Jonathan. And I know when I first moved here, when we used to type contracts, that was the old days, Broward County and Brevard County are so close in when you're typing that I think a lot of contracts say Broward County on them when they were supposed to say Brevard because the old typing, I'd have to go back and exit out because that is pretty close in spelling. And we've been up here. I've been up here for 30-some years in the Brevard County area and really love it. But we do provide a lot of service for people out there that are interested in either saving their home, selling their home, buying another home, maybe adding people to their titles, all kinds of services. So one of the things we want to talk about just for a couple minutes, because it does tie in with our guest today, Jonathan, you do a lot of volunteer work in the community. And one of the things that you speak on, and you do presentations, and you're the advisor in this county as well as several others, is the Hardest Hit program. And the Hardest Hit program is a wonderful program provided by the state money. And it has a lot of different arms to it. But let's talk a little bit about the Hardest Hit program and what kinds of things that can provide for our community.
All right, great. Thank you, Jean. The Florida Hardest Hit program is actually a federally funded state program. So it's run by the state of Florida, and it is designed to assist homeowners who are unemployed or underemployed through no fault of their own. It came out under the umbrella of the programs under the Obama Making Home Affordable programs, and Florida Hardest Hit is one of those. However, while several of the other programs have sunset and no longer available, the Hardest Hit program actually got extended through 2021. So we still have 4 or 5 more years of the availability of this program, at least so long as the funding is in place. The program assists homeowners with their mortgage payment if they've lost their job. So if you're unemployed, having lost your job, or underemployed, where you've taken a 10% reduction in your pay at any time since the inception of your mortgage till now, the state of Florida will assist you with making your mortgage payment. Now, there are criteria that have to be accounted for before you will be found eligible, but the program, the state of Florida will actually pay your mortgage for you if you are unemployed or underemployed and you otherwise qualify. That's
so important because if you are trying to get assistance and trying to find a job and you've gotten behind on your mortgage payments, this program will help pay any mortgage payments in the arrears and get you up to date, as well as assist you in the future if you still are unemployed and you need help. A lot of people are not aware of that, and that's just one of the many services that people don't know, but they learn about it at our different community service organizations. And saying that, this is how I'm going to segue into our guest. We have a special guest on the line with us today. It is Bill Oakley, and he is president and CEO of Goodwill Industries of Central Florida. Hello, Bill.
Hello, Jean.
And one of the things that you provide there at Goodwill is all about the job market. Would you tell us a little bit about the job market in Central Florida? And is Central Florida your umbrella? Does that include Brevard County, or is that just the Orlando area?
No, it does include Brevard County, and of course, the Hardest Hit program and Jonathan Lack have been presenters at our West Melbourne Job Connection Center, co-located with our Goodwill retail store. To answer your question, Goodwill Industries, first of all, is a confederation. We have a national brand, but we're in fact a network of independent organizations. So Goodwill Industries of Central Florida is an Orlando headquartered, Florida-based corporation, more than 50 years old, with active services in Orange, Seminole, Osceola, Lake Volusia, and Brevard counties.
Well, that's wonderful. A lot of people don't realize that it's not just a resale store where they can go in or drop off their donations. You actually provide a lot of services for the job market. One of the things I'd like you to discuss is amid the job growth here in the area, who is getting left behind?
You know, the workforce is changing, and while the job market is strong in many respects, and while qualified job seekers with good skills can almost have a broad selection of jobs to accept, for people who have not had much formal education, particularly for those individuals who may lack a high school diploma or who may have a high school diploma but have not continued with credentialed learning for special skills, it can be tough out there to find and hold a job. And our concern at Goodwill is that as time progresses, those jobs are going to be harder and harder to find because of the changes in technology and what's happening as we engineer jobs like bank teller, cashier, and as we all read now about changes in cars that are driverless, even vehicle operations. So as those kinds of jobs go away, it's going to be vitally important for the people that we serve and for any job seeker who really wants a career to make a commitment to lifelong learning and to ensure that you have both the basic credentials and are willing to creatively apply the skills that you have and build new ones to continue to be desirable to employers on a career-oriented basis.
All right, that's wonderful, Bill. And I do know that Goodwill Industries provides a lot of education and training. Could you tell a little about some of the education and training available to assist these people that you're speaking to so that they can, in fact, proceed to find a new career or a career at all?
Well, first and foremost, one of the cornerstone services that we offer at Goodwill we call JobWorks 101, and it is simply an employability skills workshop because getting a job often is a job. And so making sure that your resume is professional and up to date, making sure that you know how to handle the tough questions you may expect to hear in a job interview, being properly groomed, and being able to look prospective interviewers or prospective employers in the eye are all important things. And so we actually have classes on that to show people, to help people prepare. Additionally, when you participate in a class like that, you meet other job seekers, and often that forms a basis of mutual support because job seekers are going to hear more no's than yeses. They're only going to hear one yes, and they may hear tens or dozens or even hundreds of no's before they land that job, and that can really be taxing on a person's self-confidence. And so when you are going through that experience with other people experiencing it too, you can lift each other up, and being confident when you meet a prospective employer is important. In addition, we have computer classes where we teach people basic computer operation. We offer, in conjunction with the Brevard School Department, general equivalency diploma classes, GED classes. We have, for some people, particularly those people involved with disability, more intensive vocational services. We work with the Veterans Initiative, which is housed in our West Melbourne Job Connection Center, and we also offer for those people as they're in the search process access to entitlement programs such as SNAP assistance and as well as PCAN healthcare navigation.
You brought up disability, and I don't mean to digress, but going back to the hardest hit program, I had opened with that it was for the unemployed or underemployed. But one of the areas that they've opened and expanded the coverage of the program for eligibility is the area of disability. So if you've lost your job because of a disability, then that would also qualify you for the hardest hit program. So just wanted to put that out there when you'd mentioned that word. And I also real quickly want to put out there to get more information on the hardest hit program. You go to flhardesthithelp.org. That's FL as in Florida, hardesthithelp.org. And that's where you can get more information about the program. The other thing you had said, Bill, that I wanted to comment on, because when I've been in the job hiring mode, the first thing I eliminate applicants is typos and errors in a resume. So what you say is absolutely true. When I get a resume and I see a typo in it, that person will not be getting hired. So do proofread your resumes for those of you who are listening to this program.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think what many job seekers often don't appreciate is that getting a job is very similar to a horse race, and you don't have to be the fastest horse. You just have to be faster than all the other horses running. And so it's things like typos in resumes or grammatical errors are absolute killers in seeking employment.
Yeah. And then the other thing you brought up was the camaraderie or the community of the job seekers. I would put out there that this networking is very valuable, getting to talk to other people and know other people, because you never know who's going to know somebody who has a job available for you. And networking, and even if that networking is taking place at your job training classes, that type of networking is a wonderful way to expand your opportunities.
Yes, certainly technology is playing a much more enhanced role in the job search process, but few things can supplant the value of a strong network.
Does Goodwill Industries have a website or other job posting board or thing of that nature?
We do. For people who come to our center, we keep an active posting of available jobs that we know about in the community, and our job center managers are expected to keep up on those sorts of things. And then at goodwillcfl.org, there is a lot of information both about job opportunities at Goodwill, as well as all of the wide range of services we offer at all 10 of our Job Connection centers across Central Florida. So we encourage people to use that resource, among others. Also, not to overlook that Goodwill employs 1,137 people in Central Florida, and we have vacancies on our team regularly and are always looking for people who may have an interest in the kind of work that we do at Goodwill, whether it's in our thrift stores or in our services.
What other services does Goodwill Industries offer? I'm familiar with the thrift stores and such, and have dropped off many a bag of clothing when I've done clothing drives for the kids or things of that nature. Are there other resources such as that, or tell us a little bit more about Goodwill Industries? Well,
I think first thing that I like to emphasize is that we are very highly collaborative. And so we work, hence our relationship with the Brevard School Department, to make people, to exploit existing services so that we don't duplicate things. And we use a lot of our bricks and mortar assets to house and host a wide range of other organizations who can be supportive to people who need us most. And I think that's a very important issue. We develop programs in response and in relationship to local need. For example, in Orange County, and we celebrated today a high school graduation for a collaborative program we have with the Orange County Public School System as an alternative high school center. And so we have a school with a capacity of 45 students, and we celebrated the graduation of 10 of those students with Orange County Public School diplomas today. We're very proud of that. We do youth mentoring also in Orange County. We do job placement for special populations. We do job placement for people coming out of the foster care system. And we are very concerned